Kicking off another brand new hour of the Steve Gruber Show from the heart of America. Here in Studio G, I'm fighting for you every single day from the foxhole of freedom. It's a movement, my friends, and you're part of it. Thank you for being here. Here are three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, in Colorado, there's an awful painting of Donald Trump at the State House put there by the Democrat governor. It's a classless move. No surprise at all, I'd say. Number two, the House will be holding hearings on activist judges beginning next week, as some are calling for judges to be impeached for their rogue behavior. It's getting chippy, to say the least. And number three, the border and the economy continue to be the biggest issues facing Americans. Yeah, the border and the economy. Of course, all this attention to the stock market recently has people looking closely. And they're keeping President Trump on the right side of the approval numbers. In fact, today he sits with a 52-46% approval, according to the only poll that I care about. That's Rasmussen, the only ones that are honest and do a daily poll every day. All the other polls that come out, once a month, once every 2 months, once every 2 weeks, I don't care about. Rasmussen can be trusted. Mark Mitchell can be trusted. And it's because good things are happening with the border. Despite rogue judges, despite them saying you can't deport illegals and all this nonsense, the enforcement's not in question. That's for sure. Tom Homan says violent illegal aliens will be off the streets and border enforcement will not be slowing down no matter where those illegals are housed for the time being. Here he is.
We're going to keep arresting TDA members. We're going to keep arresting MS-13 members. We're going to keep arresting public safety threats all this nation. Now, it comes to Alien Enemies Act. If we're going to remove them through that act, we won't have to wait for litigation. We'll simply detain them. But we're going to take them off the streets. And anybody can remove through Title 8, we'll remove through Title 8, which is the order of an immigration judge. But we'll obey the court's order. But I think DOJ, I think eventually we'll win that order. Then it's game on. But until then, we're going to keep doing what we're doing and taking these public safety threats, especially TDA and MS-13 members off the street across this country. It's a 24/7 operation, and we're going to continue to do that.
Now, it's a 24/7 operation. We're going to continue to do that. Look, I think it's beyond the scope of a federal district judge, which is basically a local judge, to be able to dictate to the entire nation how we're securing the nation's borders from illegals. I think it's beyond the scope. And I don't even think it's a close call. It is the executive's prerogative to get these things done. And Tom Homan, sick and tired of hearing about due process for illegals that are violent criminals. Due process for illegals that commit heinous crimes against Americans? He doesn't seem to think so. Listen.
Well, let me say this. When people talk about due process, what due process did Lake and Riley have? What due process did her and her family have? What due process did the young lady that was burned alive on a subway, what due process does she have? I can name a number of young ladies that were raped and murdered by members of TDA. What due process did they have? I've talked to hundreds of angel moms and dads whose children were killed by somebody that's illegally in the United States. What due process do they have? The Alien Enemies Act is clear. I'm not an attorney, but I can read. We follow that law. And that's exactly what we did. I want people to remember, everybody in that plane, number one, was in the country illegally. Let's remember that. And number two, was a member of a terrorist organization. So we did the right thing for the security of the United States and for public safety in this country. We kept the president's promise, and we're going to continue to keep that promise.
By the way, the judge here, the Judge Boasberg, right? James Boasberg, the U.S. District Court judge, attended anti-Trump events, including one in Idaho, a theme that echoed the Democrat Party's 2024 stated mission of saving democracy. Boasberg, one of the Democrat-appointed judges, and 3 Trump-nominated jurists. So there was 9 Democrat-appointed judges. That's Boasberg. There were 3 Trump-nominated jurists as well in Sun Valley, Idaho. Fancy place where 2 of the 4 sessions were titled Role of Judges in a Democracy and the State of Democracy. Called a privately funded seminar disclosure report. A document now discloses that Boasberg was in attendance but offers no details of whether Boasberg was paid for his attendance or travel, what the remuneration was, how it was paid. Overseen by the Administrative Office of the U.S. Courts. Remuneration, yeah. Anyhow. if you pay, you must disclose if you got more than $480. I don't know if you did or not. Part of the program paid for by the Henry Luce Foundation. That's the Migrant Policy Institute. They are anti-border security. The Rockefeller Brothers Fund, which supports the Brennan Center for Justice. You can figure that out, John Brennan. The Hewlett Foundation, longtime supporter of the group. One is the Aspen Institute, openly hostile associations. That's what these are, openly hostile associations. And that's where Boasberg was, in attendance. He's openly hostile. And then Tom Homan destroyed the idea that illegal aliens are treated, listen to this. I'm sick of hearing this, by the way. Treated worse, claims some on the left, than Nazi Germany prisoners. Are you kidding me right now? Were they gassed, lined up and shot, forced to do free labor? None of those things. But yet the left just can't help themselves. Tom Homan couldn't help himself but to respond. Here he is.
Well, that's, first of all, it's ridiculous. It's just another example of a radical judge saying something that's just disgusting, to compare anything to the Nazis, the Holocaust. We follow the law. Alien Enemies Act is clear. A law that was passed by Congress, signed by the president. We're following, unlike last administration, we're actually following the law. What we did on those planes, we removed terrorists. MS-13 and TDA were our designated terrorist organization. We removed terrorists. And to compare that any way whatsoever with Nazis is disgusting on every level.
Disgusting at every level, and I agree with that exactly. And on the economy, what did we get? Another $20 billion coming in for a Hyundai plant. Didn't I see that somewhere? $20 billion? Yes, I did. $20 billion for a Hyundai plant. I don't remember where that's being built. It's on its way in. But remember when Barack Obama mocked Donald Trump for saying he would bring back manufacturing jobs to America? Well, we're up to $3 trillion now. $3 trillion in new investment just since January the 20th. Listen to this.
And so what we have to do is to make sure that folks are trained for the jobs that are coming in now, because some of those jobs of the past are just not going to come back. And when somebody says, like the person you just mentioned, who I'm not going to advertise for, that he's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? There's no answer to it. He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have? And usually the answer is he doesn't have an answer.
He's doing just fine. If you're looking at, by the way, and he's doing fine. $3 trillion in new investment. If you're looking to take control of your health, at the Wellness Company, we offer doctor-formulated supplements, personalized care to boost your wellness, whether it's immune support, health of your heart, or just feeling the best every day. We've got you covered. Become a member today and enjoy exclusive access to experts, premium products, health content. If you're ready to start today, visit twc.health/Gruber. Use the promo code Gruber. You'll save 10% at the Wellness Company. Your health, your way. twc.health/Gruber. twc.health/Gruber. I'll be right back.